what's up, gun nuts? It's Ferrari Steve with RealGunReviews.com, and today I'm kicking off a new video series comparing a West German SIG P226, which is the earliest version of the 226, to what is currently the latest version of the P226, the SIG Sauer 226 Legion. Now, I've been shooting this gun a lot, the West German 226, for the past couple weeks, just to kind of get a baseline of how it feels and how accurate I am with it, and just to really super familiarize myself with it. So I've been firing this and really nothing else for the past couple weeks, just to kind of not distract myself from focusing on this gun. Because this video series is going to focus on aligning up with an article I wrote that's called Upgrading a West German P226 to Legion Specs. And it talks about, in that article it discusses all the differences between the original West German 226 and the latest Legion, and there are quite a few, not just visual. And there are a bunch of things you can do and a bunch of parts you can buy to upgrade any version of the 226 throughout its history to get closer to the Legion specs. Of course, there are a lot of things that are unique to the Legion that you might, well, not might, definitely can't change, but you can do a lot of things to an original 226 to make it, man, just a sweet shooter. And it already is a sweet shooter, but there are some things that as time and technology and ergonomics have gone on that you can improve. So this is the first video where we're just going to kind of set a baseline and compare the two guns, start with some trigger pulls, and get going. Okay, so let's do a quick safety check on both of these. Visually and manually inspect. Okay, both guns are clear. Mags are over there. Let's start with the original West German, right? And we'll just do a trigger pull on it. Now, these trigger pulls on the double action are notoriously difficult. Here we go. So I got over, meaning it's over, boy, I think this maxes out at like 11 pounds. I've seen 10-point stuff on it. Let's try another one. That doesn't surprise me. The trigger pull on this one is so heavy. Yeah, once it gets to 12, it's over. So the double action pull on this is over 12 pounds. And not only that, but man, it's a really far way away for a lot of people if you don't have big hands. Here, this isn't so bad, but it's still at the end of my reach of where I really want to be reaching a trigger. Let's try the single action shot. 4.4, that feels about normal. 4.5. Okay, so about 4.5 is the trigger pull on this. So this is a bone stock 1988 JJ 226. So this is the last time you're going to see it in this configuration. We're going to start upgrading all the bits and pieces that I talk about in that article, and I'll do a separate video for each section page of that article. So say goodbye to this SIG in this configuration. Don't be too sad. I've got another one that's, except for the grips here, is bone stock, and I'm going to keep this one bone stock. But this one I'm going to turn into something else. I guess we'll see if it's any good. Like I said, I've been getting myself really familiarized with it, and then I'll be able to kind of compare not just how accurate I am with it, but how it feels as well. Although accuracy is really all that's going to matter. We already safety checked this. Let's test the double action pull. And again, still going to be pretty heavy. It's a combat trigger. But at least we're not over. I got 9.14, which is actually pretty light. Should be closer to 10. 9.13, not bad. Do one more. 10.5. Like, that's about what I've usually been getting with this. Maybe I was pulling the angle wrong. Let's try a single action shot. 4.6. Again, very similar to the single action of a bone stock West German older one. 4.7. All right, so just north of 4.5. And I'm going to get kind of a feel for how, you know, my finger rides almost to the front of the trigger guard. And here, my finger extends past the trigger guard. And the trigger guard geometry really isn't that different. It's the grips. These grips get me farther forward. So that's obviously one thing we're going to change on this. But because my finger is farther forward, that means I have more control, and I can, you know, it's still a similar weight on that trigger pull, but I can get my finger there and actuate that trigger, right? One of the things you really feel a lot is the reset. So on On this one, we'll take that double action shot. And there is no short reset trigger kit in here. So when I come all the way back, let's see, all the way back, there's that reset. But I've got a lot of trigger movement here. After that reset, I mean, it comes a lot of movement before I hit that wall. Not a lot of creep though, that's nice. And not a lot of over travel either on the stock trigger. But again, that long reset and a lot of movement. Whereas on the Legion, I'll take that double action shot, which feels already better because my finger is so much farther forward due to the grips and actually the trigger. We'll talk about that when we get to that video. But this reset, man, click, and very little motion to get to that follow-up shot after that tiny reset. Just, I mean, no creep at all, nothing. Let's see, I feel nothing. I put a little more pressure, get to 4.5, and bang. Boy, that trigger is sweet. All right, so I think that does it for just the original comparison of the guns. I wanted to get those trigger pulls on camera. So there we go. We're going to methodically move this gun closer to this gun and see how much closer we can get, both in feel and in looks, but also, more importantly, in accuracy. So I've shot this, got a few of my targets that I'll keep for the next article, the follow-up article, to show how accurate I am with this, and we'll do the same distance when it's all finished. So thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe. That way, as I'm going on with this series and releasing new videos in it, you'll be notified. You can kind of follow the progression of this West German P226, getting as close as we possibly can to a P226 Legion. This is Ferrari Steve. Thanks for watching. Get out there, practice, have fun, and stay safe out there.